Hey everybody, Basic Eric. Here we are, ready to get back on this trunk pan patch here. So where we left off last time, most of the welding was done. I had ground everything down. So today, going through and fixing all the pinholes everywhere. Lots of pinholes up and through here. And then finish up some of the areas left off. Show you where else we got here. This whole area back up in there I hadn't finished. It's big and wide and fat, so it's kind of tough. I had a little work to do up there. And then the rest of it. So there's not that much more to do. Last time I was working on this, as I said in the last video, I ran out of welding wire, which is why I had to stop. So I have more welding wire, ready to get back to work. So let's get to it. So one thing you can see here, I have a copper slug here with a Dave's Cage special magnet. Thanks, Dave. Holding that guy in place to try and get some of this thinner metal up and through here. So most of this I don't think is going to be too much problem, but there are some fairly thin spots like right there that could be a problem of blow through. So put the copper backer behind it as best I can, especially this one down here. That's just gnarly. Huge hole there. That's really thin metal right there, so I'm going to need some help on that one. But anyway, let's get to it. So I'll show you my technique as I'm going through here. Just popping these little holes here, but this is what I do. I take a Sharpie while I have the light going through. I don't know if the light will come through here because I have the light shining from behind, but I have a light on the other side of the car. There, probably see. These are pretty obvious, but for the little ones, I just take the Sharpie and make a little mark so I can see where the pinholes are, because once you put the welding helmet on, you can't really see anything anymore. Like all these little spots here you see. Most of these I'm not having any trouble with. This one here I tried to touch and it blew up. The copper plate is working really well here. I'd bring you along for the ride, but it's kind of cramped quarters in the trunk here. You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. If I do some welding from the other side, then I'll show you what I'm doing there. But anyway, I'm just working my way along here. Alright, I'm going to try and bring you along for this one here. I had to move the copper to the other side because it's concave right here. That's not really sat up against there perfectly. You can see the shadow there. Let's see if I can get that a little tighter. I think that's a little better. This one's going to be tough here, but let's give it a try and see what we get. Or not. Again. Actually worked pretty well. This one, we'll see. I'm gonna let that cool off. It's getting pretty hot. Still a little more work to do there. Let me get my air hose. Whoops. Let's see if I can finish that baby off there. A little bit left over here. For that one. Tiny little hole right here. That. Let's try this one again. Ooh. That'll A spark came flying inside my helmet. Welder jammed. Hold on. Alright, let's see if we can get that last little spot right there. So now we're at the point where everything you touch makes a bigger hole. If you can see that. Focus. Focus. Yeah, I don't think so. But it just opened up another hole on this side, so I need to reposition that the copper backer to try and get a better seal there. So actually what you can see from this side is built up a little slug of metal there, so I'm going to grind that down so that I can get this flat here. Otherwise I won't be able to get the copper backer on there. A few pinholes there. You can see I'm marked with the Sharpie. See if I can get those without things blowing up. I've got the backer set up behind these guys right here, so I'll try and do those first before I move on to the other ones. There's a problem with this thing getting stuck. Increase the tension on that wire feeder a little bit. There we go. I think we got it. I'm going to move the backer. Let's see if we can get that wire spool there. Okay, got it. Let's grind that down and see what it looks like. All right. I think that's pretty good. I'm not going to get too clever and tricky with this stuff in here. That's a really gnarly spot to get into, so it's going to be a bit rough. I don't care. I'm just going to cover this up with fiberglass anyway. The gas tank's right here. You can't see this part anyway, so I'm not going to go too nuts. This is all good in through here, I think. Got to grind it down, but I think it's pretty good. That's moving on to the harder stuff with these big, show you, pointing at things here. Feel like my friend Pete here with his clown cameraman. Where are my hands? Hands are here. Anyway, so this spot up here, big crazy gap up there you can see. So I'm going to use some welding wire and try and seal that up, but again, I'm going to try and get the backer behind it first. So hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can see the backer there hiding behind. Let's try and get that in there now. So I have a few different sizes of wire here. Like the fattest part there is going to want the big fat wire, and some smaller stuff. Looks good for that. I'll just start with this gnarly piece up here. Alright, I'm not as good at this as Mr. Fireman, but I will try. Hold on off here so I can see what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to wedge that up inside right there. Stay there. So that's my classic problem there. You can hopefully see. Yep. So try to weld this and then this explodes. So the backer's not exactly touching right there, so it didn't work. I'm gonna see if I can move that backer around to make that work a little better, but so hard. So I'm trying to build that up there a little bit at a time. Recreate something. Wire folded out. Perfect. In the right place. No, it's not really. Oh well. Wish I could see. There's glare. Good. Okay. Alright, I'm going to have to grind this down and hit it from the other side because I can't get the backer to bite into anything interesting there. Alright, let me show you where we got to here. I've been working on this for a while. I've been working up in this little corner here, which is just really hard to film, so I didn't bother trying to do anything there. Just to give you the idea, so I've fixed all the pinholes along here for the most part. There might be one or two left. Most of them over here, there's a couple big gaping blow-throughs that I have to fix. But this is mostly done. This area over here is where I was trying to insert that wire from the other side. This corner here. That just didn't work. I couldn't get
anything in there because the metal would just explode when I tried to weld it. So I flipped the car the other way, got the copper backing plate behind there, and just slowly built up the metal, and that worked. I got a bunch of holes here. I just finished grinding that down, so I just found all those. This was this gigantic big open gaping wound back here, and I pretty much got that done, which is nice. That was really hard because there's a cross member under there, so I couldn't put the backing plate on it, so I just had to turn the welder way down and just dab it across there to build something up. Show you the bottom side here. As you can see, it's mostly done. Save those few spots that I mentioned about. This area was really horrible up in here, but I got that pretty well done. So tomorrow I will go through and try and fix any of the pinholes that are left. Hopefully the metal doesn't explode in the process. And then this guy's ready for a wipe of fiberglass, short strand fiberglass, I think. One question I had for you guys. I think I had mentioned this in the previous video I did on the trunk pan here, but when this guy welded, when I put it in, since it's really hard to work from top and bottom end of the car, it ended up with a pretty good crown in the metal right here, and a pretty good concavity in this way. So this popped out, this popped in. This one I'm not so worried about because the top side of the car, you're looking down here, I can just fill this with fiberglass, smooth that over, you won't see anything. This one's going to leave a big hump right there. From the bottom of the car, it won't matter because the fuel tank's right there, you can't see it. From the top of the car, it's a trunk, it's going to be covered up with carpet and stuff anyway. But just as a matter of, I just wonder what you guys think, if I should bother trying to hammer and dolly that down or something. I'm just not worried about it. I'm leaning towards, since it's the trunk, I'm not going to worry about it. But I don't know. So that's my question. If you guys have any thoughts on that, let me see if I can get you something to show you how big that crown is. Here we go. This is my best straight edge here. You can see it's a pretty good crown. It's okay over here. And here, just right in the middle here, it bowed out on me. So, what do you guys think? It would be hard to do anything with this since it's so far inside the car. Like, I don't think I can actually reach around with a dolly on one side and hammer on the other. I don't think my arms are that long. So I just end up basically just trying to tap this down with a hammer or something and see where I end up. Anyway, as I said, I'm inclined to not worry about it, but let me know what you guys think. And then from now on, I'm probably not going to post a video every day because I'm hoping to be working on the car nearly every day. And I don't want that many videos, so I'll start to put things together in a series of the next video will be hopefully finishing all of this up, getting it painted and everything and done. I'll post that as a video and then take it from there. Otherwise I'm going to end up with a crap load of pretty short videos, which I don't know, probably not worth it. I don't want to overwhelm people with videos who are trying to follow the Camaro progress. I'm up to, I don't know, 32, 33 videos, something like that. And that'll end up being like 200 or something if I start doing it that way. So anyway, thanks everybody, and let me know what you think about that crown there, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Actually, I had one more question for you guys. I asked this question a long time back when I was working on this guy about repairing this. I was just wondering what you guys think about getting a drop-off panel here and just sectioning in this little bit right here. This is pretty cheesed up there. I could try and section something that looks like that, just fabricate something, I guess. And this is pretty rough up and through, down and through here. The bottom's a little chewed up to it from a spot weld cutter and stuff, but I think that's okay. And there's some pitting there from that, and I guess if I wanted to, I could section the whole bottom piece in here. I don't think I need to do that though. Focus. So I was just going to do this. So I can get this bit from Summit delivered for $45, I think. I don't know. I'm not real good at fabricating pieces of metal. I guess I could try it and see how it goes. Take it from there. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about that, what you guys would do. Thanks.